Hi Aries, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. So I know we had a bit of drama with people around you last month and who was going to stay and who was going to go and all this sort of stuff. It seems like I've calmed down a little bit in this area with relationships as I start out February. I'm still waiting for news around this new beginning, because you've got this good idea. It's around work, money, career, finances, you know, moving forward in that sort of material part of your life. And there's really great things coming to you, because I've got the Magician in here and I've got the World. So this means that whatever the idea is, you've got the world at your feet, the new beginnings. You're on the precipice of these beautiful new beginnings when it comes to money and fresh starts and using your brains and just moving forward in this really abundant way. But still I've got waiting, and it does look like the waiting could possibly be around money coming in, so investment or a pay rise, or waiting to get money for a business or a house or something like that. But I'm still waiting. Try not to get too stressed out about this waiting, because I know I've been talking about this for some time now, so you're probably starting to feel quite depressed about all this waiting. But the stress is in here around the waiting, but please don't give up. Don't give up. I'm still going to encourage you to keep on your path, because I know it's the right path for you, and things are going to come good about the middle of the month. So I'm starting out the month strong. I've got my convictions, I've got my thoughts and feelings around money and new beginnings. It's all in here. It's all a matter of waiting around the timing around the money side of that. I hope that makes sense to you as I'm saying that. So when the waiting finishes around about mid to late month. Finally, I've got some movement coming into your spread, which is what I want to see. Waiting around all the time is very tiring. It's stressful, and you really don't know what the outcome is. So you just kind of feel like you're sitting there waiting for an outcome, and that is shown here by my Two of Rods. So you're sitting at a crossroads, waiting, undecided about what you're going to do. So the waiting finishes and we have huge celebrations. So I've got my Nine of Cups in here, which is celebrations, people coming together in celebration. And after that, then everything changes. So I've got the Hanged Man coming into your spread now, which means we've got changes with your life changing completely, turning a big 180 here. Is it a good change or a bad change? So that all depends on the cards that are coming in over the top of the Hanged Man or next to the Hanged Man, if they're good or bad changes. These changes are excellent changes, because it's coming through with my Nine of Pentacles, which is my Nine of Cups, sorry, which is my celebratory card, and then my King of Rods, which is basically that you're moving forward on your path with much more determination, and you know what you're doing and you know what you're going. And all of a sudden, all this inaction and all this stress from the start of the month just dissipates, and you feel like you're heading in the right path. And you're actually heading in the right path, because I have my Chariot, and my Chariot means that you're riding off into the sunset and conquering the world type of card. So I really like this one, and accompanying that is my Ace of Rods, which is new beginnings. Now, if you don't have, it does look like this is around money, so this is around work, career, business sort of orientation as I'm looking at February. If this isn't technically the case for you, that it's not around work or money, then this is probably something around travel and relocation of the home. So there could be waiting for money to come in to build a home, or to travel, or to actually relocate completely to another space. So I'm encouraging you to actually do all these things, because the cards around the Chariot are really good cards. And whilst I'm starting February out quite you're determined at the start, then you fall into a heap in the middle, and then we come out the other end really good. And I think that's kind of how January went too. So I guess the big message I want to tell you, Aries, for February is don't give up. Stay on your path. You are on the right path. It may seem sometimes like you're not, but you actually are. Just hang in there. This is all a matter of timing. And I really like how the end of the month is coming for you. So really exciting new beginnings for you towards the end of February. And I want to finish your reading there, but I can't quite, because I've got one more card, and it's a little bit of a warning. So when you're starting your new beginnings, then my Queen of Swords comes into play as the very last card in this spread. So this is putting a little bit of a dampener onto your onto your new beginning. So if this is technically you, then you could be kind of wanting to embrace the new beginnings, but you're rejecting it in a way because you're scared and you're frightened and you don't know how you're going to move forward with that. So it's like you've built up all these walls and you can't quite believe it's happened, and now you're kind of stuck and you want to do it, but you're a bit too scared. Don't worry about it. If this is somebody else coming into play, my Queen of Swords is quite an interesting character. I talk about her a lot in my spreads. Then I'm afraid she's going to be a bit of a naysayer, someone who's negative, someone who doesn't want you to go for what your dreams are because she's jealous and you're doing everything that you want to do with your life and she doesn't like it. And you know what? I don't really care. She can not like it or like it. It's not really her problem. It's not your problem. It's her problem. So try not to worry too much about this person, and they could be quite a pivotal person in your life too. So I don't want you to take on any negative ideas from other people. I really just want you to focus on yourself and move forward. It's a really good spread for February for you, Aries. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in March. Bye-bye. Hello Taurus, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. So last month we had a few relationship issues, and I remember saying to you that I wanted you to protect your finances as I was heading through January, and I'm really getting a strong warning for you for February that I really need you to protect your finances. So clearly, if there was a relationship breakdown for you last month, then it does look like there are some financial issues coming on from that, or flowing on from that, which is maybe some legal, maybe a financial settlement, or finances just need to be divided, or you know how we have relationships end and we've got to divvy everything up, and it needs to be fair, because it does look like, even though I know you're past that relationship, but it does look like there's kind of a bit of a battle going on here around the money and the finances, and it not being fair, and you kind of being a bit ripped off. Because Taurus, I know you can be a bit of a gentle soul sometimes. I know you can be stubborn too, but overall you're quite a gentle person, and that means that people can come in and take advantage of you very easily, especially when I can see the type of person that's coming into this spread to take advantage of you. They're very strong and powerful. So I'd really advise you to make sure you are watching everything that's happening around your money, because I do feel like I've got warnings for you around your money. Even though I don't see a lack of it, I just see people sort of coming in over the top and trying to take advantage of you financially. Okay, now warnings out of the way, because honestly, that just flows through the whole month. So that is something you have to be mindful for the whole of February. It doesn't let up for the whole of February, so you really need to be on the ball. Okay, so what are the new beginnings coming for you in February? Because we have some. So anyone who's in a relationship and who is trying to get pregnant, I have pregnancies coming through in the middle of the month, or if you have, you might hear about a pregnancy of a grandchild or a baby coming into the family. So congratulations around that, because that happens around just before the middle of the month in February, and that's a really nice thing. That baby coming into this family at this time is actually being brought down by spirit into the family. So it's a very important baby that's entering your family at this time. So if that is for you, then this child is very important to your family. Now, when it comes to housing and money and movement, there looks like there's some investments being made towards the end of February, and this is around housing and transportation. So if you're thinking about buying or building a home or buying a car, these are the big purchases that are going to be happening towards the end of the month. So I actually don't mind them. It does look like you're tossing up about what you're going to do. Perhaps you need to make a choice between one or the other. You can't do both. But I don't actually mind that outlay of money, because it's actually helping you move forward. So something about the house or the car has a flow and effect that helps you move forward with your life. Okay, so I'm quite happy with how that looks. Even though I'm giving you a lot of warnings around your money, it does look like you are being mindful about that, and you are sort of keeping an eye on what's going on, or things going on behind your back or under the surface that could be going on that are detrimental to you. So within that lunar month, things do look good. So I would encourage you to make those investments towards the last half of February because they look really, really good. And then unfortunately for you, Taurus, as I get towards the end of February, then I've got that person coming back in that I feel like this person has been kind of really bothering you for months and months, and this person seems to fade away and come back and fade away and come back, and it always causes a stir when this person comes back into your life. I don't know who this is. It could be an old relationship, it could be an ex, it could be a family member, it could be a parent, it could be a brother or a sister or someone via your work, but this person just always seems to go away, and you go, oh, thank God, I've got a bit of relief now. And then all of a sudden they're back, and then you're like, oh, and then you're back on this wheel going around in circles with this person again. They're coming back at the end of February. There you are, you're all frustrated, the frustration's coming back, and you're back on the wheel. The Wheel of Fortune is the card which suggests to me that you get back on this bloody wheel with this person. You go around in circles. The wheel is something that you do actually have control of. You can decide to be on the wheel or not on the wheel, but it's much easier for me to say than for you to do, because this person must have some importance to you because they keep coming back all the time. But anyway, look, do with that what you will with that person, but that's just what's happening. They're coming back at the end of the month. See how you go. I am ending the month in frustration, so hopefully March won't be as frustrating, but those investments for you in February, I really like them a lot. Okay, thanks Taurus, and I'll see you in March. Bye-bye. Hi Gemini, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. So we're still going on this really great ride, this idea of yours where I've got the world at your feet and new beginnings and financial success. So I am still encouraging you to go for your dreams. Don't give up. There's a spot here just at the start of February, even though I still am so committed to this idea. I can see how successful this is going to be. You're starting to get a bit frustrated, so maybe things are taking a bit longer than you expected. It's okay. I've got the world. I've got coming out of the dark and into the light. I've got the world. I've got, financial success. I've got new beginnings. It's all in here. All the good things are in here, but underlying all those beautiful new beginnings and all this hope and stuff for the future is the fact that you're starting to get a bit frustrated that it's not happening as fast as you want it to. But that is okay. Sometimes things don't happen in as quickly as we want them to. And Gemini, you can be a little bit you like things to happen at a faster pace than probably they're supposed to be going, but that's okay. We just need for you to chill out a bit and let things happen and evolve as they're supposed to. So apart from that, which I know I keep talking about and how it's brilliant and it's a great idea, and the reason I keep banging on about it is because the cards keep saying so. So I guess my job in this spread is to tell you to keep going for it, keep going for your dreams, don't give up, because it's really, really worthwhile. I know all this frustration and everything is sort of maybe taking a toll, but it is worth it in the end. Now, underneath all this success and everything that I can see going on with this new idea or business idea or new beginnings, whatever all this is, there is someone in the background here. Now, this someone in the background is actually causing you quite a bit of distress. It's not right on top of the spread, so they're not aggressively in your face, but it's under the surface. So it seems to be something that's brewing kind of under the surface, and you can sense it and feel it, but you're not quite sure. And if you're not sure if it's happening, I'm here to tell you it is happening. But I think that there's someone around you who's having actually a bit of a rough trot, and they're actually being a bit mean, to be honest. They don't have to be. Just because you're having a rough trot doesn't mean you have to be mean. So if technically that's you, then don't be mean. But I actually think that this is possibly someone more around you. And the fact is, this is actually quite short-lived. So when this person starts being a bit mean, or you're suspecting something's going on under the surface, and I do believe it is, it won't take long. Like, that happens about mid-month, and then it's only probably for a week or so, and then that person seems to come around and sort of be okay again. That doesn't mean it hasn't shaken your confidence in that person a little bit, because it probably has. because you know, when people have successful spreads like I see with you, Gemini, it can bring out some jealousy in other people, and it's kind of human nature. I wish it wasn't, but it kind of is, that people get jealous of others when they're having successes, and that seems to be what's happening here. Don't let that put you off. If someone is, especially if they've got negative ideas about what you're trying to do and making you think that it's not going to work, it's going to work. Trust me, it's going to work. So we're going to get just through that patch of about a week or so between mid to late February, and then we're back into it again. We're back into the world. We're back into all our hard work paying off. That's our hard work paying off, and there's the world around it. So I really like that. But you do finish up the month, because of all the changes and everything that's going on here and the waiting around this big idea that I keep banging on about every month, and I'm still encouraging you to do it. You are getting a bit overwhelmed and a bit stressed. So I can't see you being as tired and worn out as last month. So that's good. So there is improvements there. We've still got some stress and being overwhelmed at the end of the month. So that's coming in right at the end of the month. So hopefully that doesn't bleed into March too much. But you are smart. You know what you're doing. The new beginnings are fabulous. Go for your dreams. This is the month to do it. Don't lose sight of the end game, even though I know it's been going on for several months now and it may be seeming like it's never going to happen. It is. Keep your sights on that end goal, and it's all going to be just fine. Gemini, you'll be fine. Okay, thanks for listening, and I will see you in March. Bye-bye. Hello Cancer, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. Okay, so I remember last month we had lots of good stuff going on for January, and so February the good stuff is continuing through. So you still have the Magician, you still have the World, and you still have the new beginnings. I've got to say, Cancer, this is a very successful month for you, February. However, it does look like you're not seeing the big picture here. You're getting caught up in details when the big things are going on here. They're going so well. Like, I've got the money being spent in the right way. You're starting out the month a little bit sort of confused about what you're going to do, but that's very short-lived. And then as I come into the month, the money investments, yeah, they're big, so I guess you're worried about that, but that's going to work out fine. You've got the World and the Magician still in your spread this month. So the major cards in your spread for this month are all really great ones. I've got the World, the Magician, I've got Strength, I've got the Lovers, the Emperor, all the cards here that are quite positive. But under the surface, you're just kind of worrying about everything. So, and I know I spoke to you last month about being really tired and not sleeping properly, and it's still coming through into February for you. So, again, I know that big changes can take a lot of energy out of us, and adjusting to all these new changes, even though they're fabulous, it's still taking so much out of you, and you're so tired and you're not sleeping properly. And what you're doing here is you're physically exhausted, but then you're going to bed and you can't sleep because your brain's going at 1,000 miles an hour. Now, this is what I want you to do. Cancer, you seem to be trying to do everything by yourself. Now, it does look like you have a really good relationship going on here, and I want you to spend more time relying on this other person and maybe talking to them and bouncing off this other person, because they're right there for you, but you're kind of not taking advantage of this connection you have with this person who can help you and guide you through this process as well, or just be there with you and holding your hand through the processes that you're going through. Like I said, it's such a wonderful month, but I'm being dragged down by this overwhelming fatigue and tiredness. And look, honestly, if this continues for a couple more months, I'm probably going to start telling you that you're going to get sick, because this is what happens when we push through the tiredness and the weariness and this you know, when our body wants to sleep and we just go, oh, I'll just push through and I'll do something, I'll do it later, I'll sleep later, you know. That's all well and good, except it does catch up with our physical body in the end, and we can actually make ourselves sick by doing that. I want you to relax into the changes. I know that's easier to say, but I want you to relax into the changes, and you do have a really solid relationship. And I want you to use the connections you have with the people around you to help you through these changes that you're going through, because they're actually really, really good. And you've just got this kind of a negative mindset set at the moment. And I get that when change comes through, we kind of always think what can go wrong instead of what's going right. And it does look like everything's going right. Really, it does. So and the end of the month finishes with me having the Ace of Rods, which is our new beginnings, and then charging ahead. I want you to charge ahead. There's my Knight of Swords, charging ahead with motivation and inspiration and drive and going after what you want and making taking advantage of all these really good cards that are in your spread for February. So Cancer, I guess my big message for you is keep doing what you're doing, but look after your physical body while you are doing it, and use the connections and the family and the relationships around you to get you through any low points that you get to during February. Okay, thanks for listening, and I will see you in March. Bye-bye. Hello Leo, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. Leo, you cracked me up because I've got to tell you, the shit's hitting the fan again during February. I'm so sorry. It just seems to be an ongoing sort of story with you, Leo, where I've always got some sort of drama or storm brewing around you, and it's happening still in February. And I really wish I wasn't going to go here, but these are the cards that came out, so this is how I have to read them. Okay, so we're starting out the month. It's not too bad. It does look like you are overworking yourself, so the warnings I gave you last month, they are actually coming into your physical body now. So you are overworking, you're doing too much of something. That's my Devil card. So that's overindulging in something or working too much. And because this is connected to bookwork and work type cards, then I'm going to say you're probably working too much. But the problem is that, like I said, shit's about to hit the fan. So there's shit going to go down before we hit mid-month, just before we hit so the first couple of weeks of Feb, something really big is going to go down, and I don't know if you can stay out of it this time, to be honest. I've got aggression, I've got the Tower, it's all this stuff that's been building for the last couple of months. I think it's just finally just going to explode. Let's face it, it's just going to explode. The good thing about that, even though that sounds really horrible and you're probably going to brace yourself for it, the good thing about it is that it finally does look like, and I know I've said this a couple of times, so hopefully this is the last time I'm going to say this, it does look like after that happens that there is some peace coming in. However, there is some like collateral damage from this huge shit fight, and it is your physical body. You are going to suffer some pain, some back pain, something's coming into your body. It's blood, it's bones, it's joints, it's something like that. So if you've got a bad knee or a bad back or a shoulder or, something like that, then we'll have heightened pain for you in the last half of February. And that makes you feel really overwhelmed, because when we're stressed out, that's enough to deal with. But when we're stressed out and there's aggression coming towards us, and we're in pain at the same time, then it just sort of, it's kind of inconceivable to deal with on a daily basis. And your body does really, you'll start to break down a bit and you just get overwhelmed and frustrated. And as I said, then the shit hits the fan. All right. Sorry, I know I shouldn't laugh, Leo, but I just kind of think that I say this every month, and it's just really interesting. I'm sorry. If I was a Leo, I'd be looking at that going, oh my God, please, not again. All right, let's talk about the good stuff. So I've just focused on all the negative stuff and the drama that's still happening, but there are some good cards in here. So let's focus on those for a moment, because after all that stuff happens, it does look like finally you've got to this place where the sun is shining down, and this is around work and money. So if you're starting a new job, then this will be a pay rise, something of that sort. even sometimes I read this card here as if you have a farm and you're cropping and you've got some, and it's really successful and there's a really good crop. I don't know much about farming, but that's sometimes how that works. Or if you've got a new idea about investing money into something, then it's a really good time to do that. And this is just after that diabolical time and everything seems to be really bad. This comes into play. So maybe, just maybe, this drama is supposed to happen because it opens up this other pathway for you and you think, okay, I don't want to deal with that anymore. I'm going to go do this now. And I actually really like it because it does look like you're coming out of the dark and into the light. So this big tunnel you've been in, you're coming out of it. I'm not saying it's easy. There's waiting around it. So whatever this idea is, you are going to have to wait. I don't think it's happening in February. It probably may manifest in March, but not in February. But the waiting period will probably end sometime in March. We'll figure that out when we get to March. And it is frustrating for you. But until then, I want you to try and get through all this drama as best you can. When it comes to relationships, it does look like there is a person here who does calm you down. So I do have a person here who's really laid back and easygoing who is present in your spread here for February. So try and use that person, try and engage with them, or just be in their company, because they're the sort of person that just being around them relaxes you. And try and be, you know, in their orbit for a little bit of time, just to give yourself that bit of peace of mind. But please, please, please look after yourself physically. If your body starts to show signs of wear and tear or pain or anything like that, go get it looked at. Don't delay, because there's a fair bit going on here and we just need you to get through the month. Okay, Leo, that's February, and I will see you in March. Bye-bye. Hi Virgo, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. Okay, Virgo, so February looks like a month that is really quite driven by the people and by other people around you and their behaviour and what's going on with your relationships with other people. So there's several things going on here. So I'm being pulled in a few different directions during February. There is some aggressive energy coming towards you at the start of February, and this is from people that probably you've noticed some things going around under the surface, but there's aggressive energy coming towards you. It's all sort of packed into the start of the month. So I'm kind of okay about it because it seems to be short-lived, and it looks like that it all sort of comes to a head and then dissipates very quickly. Now, as soon as that happens, then I've got the birth of new ideas, the birth of new you. There's movement, there's new beginnings, there's investments in money, and there's even romance and long-term commitments coming in at the end of the month. So there's a fair bit going on here. So like I said, the start of the month it's a little bit sort of it's not really solid. I just feel like you're probably going to be questioning some people around you, but that's okay. I feel like it does sort of flow. As I flow in towards the middle of the month, I'm going to let go of probably the emotions I have around some people around me, or I'm just going to kind of let it go and think I can't be bothered anymore, whatever. Anyway, it's happening. All right, so those Virgos who are looking to expand your family, getting pregnant, having a baby, then the first half of the month is the optimum time for the birth of, there's a pregnancy and there's the sun. So there's a really good time for, if you are trying to get pregnant, that would be the optimum time for you. Now, otherwise, that is a really good time for the birth of new ideas. And the birth of the new ideas looks like something that involves an investment of money of some kind. So again, I'm going to go towards money and investment. So it does look like there's an outlay of money at first here, and then but don't worry about that too much, because the outlay comes back quite quickly. So whatever you do where you've got this plan and it seems like, oh, that's costing me a bit to set up or whatever, the money is coming back quite rapidly to you. and then I get to the end of February, and I have to say I'm pretty happy about this. So the end of February is looking really a lot more peaceful. There's a lot more new beginnings. This is where the Magician and the Lovers are coming into my spread. So if you are single, then there is a long-term romance coming in for you at the end of February, and it looks really, really nice. This is my Lovers card. So that's a relationship. That means it's not just a fleeting thing. It's going to be something that is long-lasting, and it's also if this is around the idea, this business idea as well, this is also a long-term commitment around that as well, because the Magician and the Lovers together is a really, really good combination. It shows me that anything you do that's a long-term commitment of any sort around the end of February is going to be successful. So when the Magician comes into a spread, whether it's around relationships, career, houses, health, whatever, then the outcome is looking really, really fabulous for you. So I'm really, really happy, and it's a long-term fabulousness too around that, so that's really good. If you need to learn something new, Virgo, to expand your horizons when it comes to work and money, then please take the opportunity during February to learn those things, because when the Magician is in our spread, it is an optimum time to learn things. So when I've got my King of Cups, this to me looks like it could be something to do with computers or the web or internet or social media, I don't know, something like that. But there's new beginnings around that kind of thing as well. So that looks all really good. So clearly I'm starting out February a little bit rough, I've got to say. It's not perfect, but you know, that's just sort of what happens with relationships. They're not always perfect, and it sort of does seem to be a little bit rocky at the start, but as I flow through February, I'm really happy to see that I'm coming out the other side with long-term commitments that are extremely beneficial. So whatever long-term commitment you're making during February, towards the end of February, is a long-term and successful commitment, and I really, really like that for you, Virgo, and I'm very happy to see that. Okay, so good luck with all of that, and I will see you in March. Bye-bye. Hi Libra, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. So I remember we had a very successful spread for January, and I was really, really happy to see that. There was success all over the shop, and it was fantastic. And you know what? I've still got the world in February too. So the world is still at your feet during February, and I've got financial success, I've got money, you know, I've got a lot of good things in here, but Libra, something's wrong, and I'm really not quite sure what this is, because everything seems to be going right, but you're not right. So I don't know what this is. Do you feel like you're trapped when you're at home? I'm getting this feeling that I feel like I'm in jail when I'm at home, and I don't know if you're feeling like you're not getting out much. I know we are starting to go out more since the restrictions are easing, but maybe you need to get out a bit more. I don't know, but it does look like I've got hopes and dreams and desires, but you're not enjoying the successes that you actually already have. So I'm really a bit confused about your spread for February, Libra, because whilst I've got all these really beneficial cards, and I've got times of peace and celebrations and catching up with people, there's also times here where you're feeling trapped and stressed and alone, and you're not having good thoughts, and you're being a bit negative, to be honest. So I'm really not quite sure what's going on here, why the headspace is coming in, because usually I can see what the reasons are, and I really can't see it. I see that everything seems to be going really well, but the stress levels here are really high, and the worry and the sleeplessness and the negativity, it's all kind of bleeding through the whole entire month, even though it's successful, and you know, there's abundance and there's all sorts of stuff. I don't have any money problems going on for February for you, so I'm happy with that. Relationship wise, it looks like you are catching up with some people here and there, and you're having some nice times. There's even talk of travel in this spread, so you may be going somewhere to the water or something like that, which is really nice and relaxing for you as well. There is abundance and new beginnings, so if there's babies coming into the family, that's going to happen at the end of the month. So there's a lot of really nice things in here, but what bothers me about this is actually your head space and what's going up inside your head. So I would really encourage you, Libra, to take some time to actually look around and see what you've achieved, because you have achieved great things. You've had a couple of really, really beneficial months, and I know that you've had the world at your feet, and I know that you've been working hard towards all of this, these really nice opportunities and this wealth and abundance. So I kind of want you to sit back and relax and enjoy it more than what I'm seeing here, because what I'm seeing here is that you have kind of a lot of good stuff going on, but you're just kind of flipping it and seeing the negative side of everything, and I'm kind of not sure why. I can't really see what the trigger is around it. I mean, clearly you've been doing a lot, and I've been encouraging you to do a lot for the last couple of months while your cards have been really, really successful and abundant. Maybe you're just tired. Maybe it's just all got on top of you and you've just got tired, but I would really encourage you to sit back and look at what you have achieved, because you have achieved a shit ton of stuff here, and I'd be really proud of myself if I was you. Instead of being down on yourself, I don't know, maybe you're just expecting too much of yourself. How about you just sit back and look at what you've done and not what you think you still need to do? Perhaps that might be what you're doing. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, even though you've achieved so many good things in the last couple of months, that you're still putting pressure on yourself to achieve more and more and more and more. How about you just sit back and relax and enjoy this place that you've got to, which is really, really good. I really like this. When looking from the outside, it looks great, but when I'm looking at it from the inside, from yourself, it looks like I just want you to, really, I want you to have a good sleep. I want you to meditate. I want you to stop worrying about everything so much. And I know that's easy to say and it's harder to do, but we need to release that tension and that stress that's built up in your body over the last few months. And it can be nervous tension because of excitement, because of all the new beginnings, and boom, then it all hits you and you think, bloody hell, now what do I do? But it really is a time here where I want you to look inwards and congratulate yourself, give yourself a pat on the back, realize how far you have come, and sit back and just enjoy the fruits of your labor instead of trying to put more pressure on yourself to achieve more. It really is a time when I don't want you to be worrying all the time about everything, because it doesn't seem like there's all that much to worry about, really. It's just sit back and enjoy, Libra. Enjoy February more, and don't worry about so much, because whatever you're worrying about, it's actually not happening in February. I don't know what's happening in March yet, because we haven't done March, but I really don't want you to start to worry, because this actually looks really, really good for you, okay? So good luck with that, Libra, and I will see you in March. Bye-bye. Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. Okay, so we're starting out the month, not too bad actually. I know I was pretty kind of down on January and how things were really kind of bad and all that drama and stuff, but it's not as bad this month. It certainly was a bit of a challenge last month, but you've risen to the challenge and you have started. There's lots of new beginnings in February for you, Scorpio, so I really like this. So these changes are pretty massive, I've got to say, but I don't mind them. So whilst everything was very dramatic and I had people that were being mean and saying horrible things, all that sort of stuff, February looks more like you're in control of these changes that are happening. So you've now had a bit of a think about things and you've thought, well, hang on a minute. I don't want to deal with this bullshit anymore. I'm probably going to make some changes with my life and I'm going to move forward and get out of this situation that I'm in that keeps rolling around in big fat circles, and you end up back in the drama all the time. So yes, the Magician has come into your spread for February. So now is the time to just start thinking about, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do career-wise? What do you want to do money-wise? The Magician is a highly beneficial card, and I have the Magician with the Ace of Rods. So this is something that means you have the brains, you have the intelligence to figure out what you want to do with the Magician in your spread, and there you are heading off towards your new beginnings. Now, this is really interesting because I have the Hanged Man and the Tower in here. I know this is big changes, and it does look like you're becoming you're going to be doing something where you're more on your own. So when the Hermit comes into play, it does mean that you're probably going to withdraw from all that drama that was going on around you for the past few months. I know it's been ongoing and it's been absolutely dreadful, and you've been through the ringer, and you've probably just decided you've had enough, and you're just going to throw up your hands and say, bugger it, I'm going to just like start fresh and do something different. And this is what it entails. You are going to start studying or learning something different. I wouldn't be surprised if you want to do something by yourself without all these other people around you that could have been causing you all the stress. Then you are walking away from your current situation, and you are walking off actually in, look, I'm not going to say you're a bit damaged as you walk away from this situation. And I don't know how you couldn't be, because of what I've been saying the last couple of months or the last several months, that the things have been going on around you and the people that feel like they've been attacking you, and that you've just been going through the ringer. So you are walking away damaged, but I'm happy that you're walking away. I really am, because the new beginnings are coming in with the Star. I've got the Tower, I've got all your hard work paying off. I hear you are making all your plans, so you're actually being really good with planning all this situation. And then I'm finishing on the Ten of Cups. This is a great card to finish with. So I really want you to kind of don't rush too much. It doesn't look like you are. It does look like you're planning this properly. And I really like that, because when we make snap decisions, sometimes we think, oh my God, what do I do that for? But it does look like this is something that you're planning. And I'm really happy to see it. Do you know what I'm happy to not see? I can't see that bloody card in here with that person that keeps undermining you and causing you all that trouble. They seem to have gone. You are feeling the repercussions of that, like it hurt. But they're gone now. I'm really happy about that, Scorpio. I'm very happy about that. So when I'm talking about these new beginnings, I want you to think big, because this is a really pivotal time for you in February to make some big changes around your money, career, and all those sorts of things. Are you buying a new car? Go get a new car. What are you working towards? Do you need to learn something more to get to where you want to get to? Please start that at the start of the month, because by the end of the month, you're going to be ready to make some big changes, and you need to be prepared for the big changes that are coming in. Again, I've got try not to keep going back and reliving all the things that have happened in the past. I know that happens. We can't forget everything that happened to us, that other people have, you know, the trauma that other people have brought to our lives. We don't forget it. But when it does come up, just acknowledge it. Forgive yourself if you feel like you're blaming yourself, or if you're guilty about anything. Forgive yourself and just let it go up to the universe. Don't try and push it down. That will only stop you from moving forward in a more purposeful manner. But definitely your planning and your waiting is what I really like about this. You're being really smart about this, Scorpio. You are making small changes, small changes at the start of the month for the big change by the end of the month. And it's really nice to see how I'm ending up this month. Thank God I am not talking to you about this ongoing drama that's been going on for months and months and months. I'm really happy to see that. And just, you know, make plans. I can see that you're going to do this anyway. Make your plans and shoot for the stars this month, because it's all there for you. It's all available to you, and you've got this. You've actually got this. Okay, Scorpio? So good luck with all of that, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye. Hi, Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. So I know we had a lot of success and sort of peace and calm coming into the end of January. And that was really nice, but it does seem to be short-lived. I'm sorry. It does seem to be short-lived. I have a whole lot of changes coming through for you in February, Sag. So you better strap yourself in because there's a fair bit of stuff going on here. I've got the Hanged Man and the Tower, which means huge changes. But I also have you at a crossroads. So whilst these changes are coming, you don't even seem to know what they are, or haven't planned. I need to get you planning because these changes are coming. So why don't we get in control of them a little bit more? I do see that financially things are okay. There's additions coming into the family which look nice, but honestly, you're still not sleeping good. You're feeling overwhelmed. There's negativity coming into the spread, and all those changes that I saw coming in January that I was encouraging you to implement, maybe didn't quite get around to it in January, and that's fine, that's okay. But maybe what I would like to do is for you to start working towards those goals at the start of February instead of waiting right till the end when everything seems to happen all at once. Because there's issues if you wait too long. So these changes are coming. It just depends on how prepared you are for these changes coming in, because they're coming anyway. So it's a time when I really need you to, instead of sitting at the crossroads wondering where you want to go, is to have some sort of more solid plan moving forward about what you want to do moving forward. And I know sometimes that's hard when you've got several options at hand and different directions that you can go in, but this is a planning month. So I really need for you to do some plans. You seem to have the finances. There seems to be some really nice additions coming to your family, actually. So I'm really happy about the pregnancies and the birth of the babies and everything like that coming in. They're really good. So it's around, it does look like there's a couple of children coming into the family. Actually, I've got a birth and then I've got another pregnancy. So it's around just after all that happens that the plans actually really need to start. You need to take in some action on your plans because things are changing quite rapidly for you at the end of the month, and I need for you to be prepared. All right. So this is more about moving forward with plans for your future around finances and money. A lot of finances and money stuff going on in February, which is really interesting for all the star signs. But particularly for you, this is a massive change coming in at the end of February, and I really need for you to be open about what you want to do. Don't just sit there and think, oh no, I can't do that. Go learn how to do it, go figure out what to do to get it done, and then implement the changes, because I do feel like these changes are coming and I just need for you to be more prepared for them when they do come. So the other thing is I would like for you to be probably a little bit more aware of what time you're going to bed and what time you're waking up. So I'm sure you'll understand what I mean when I'm talking about this, because it seems like you're getting overwhelmed and therefore the sleep isn't coming as it should, which means you're not functioning at 100% here. You're actually functioning far lower than 100%, and I need for you to be fully alert and aware as you make these decisions moving forward as the end of the month comes in. All right, so the end of the month is trailing off into a little bit of an interesting space. So the changes are coming in, and what I want for you to do with these changes as well is, I've got some people being negative about them, to be honest, and I just want you to ignore what other people think you should be doing compared to what you actually want to do. So I mean, I know some people have good intentions sometimes about warning us about what they think we should or shouldn't do, but sometimes you just got to trust your gut and go with it. And spiritually, you are getting signs from spirit, and you're getting nudges from the universe to do some things, and you're just kind of sitting there not really doing anything. it's quite inactive, this spread, until I get to the end of the month, and then everything seems to take off like a rocket. So how about we start getting that action happening a bit sooner so that you're more prepared? I hope that makes sense. I just want you to be fully aware of your choices before you get to the end of the month, because it's all going to happen real quick, and then you're going to look back and think, holy hell, I wasn't really prepared for that, and I want you to be more prepared. Okay, thanks for that, Sagittarius, and I will see you next month. Bye bye. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. I know January was a hugely abundant month for you, Capricorn, and money-wise, and it's still doing the same thing. Like, I've still got a lot of abundance and new beginnings and some really nice things here for you. So let's get started with just a couple of negative things, which are your relationship. So I've got a bit of a warning here around your relationship, to be honest. So and it does look like a romantic relationship that sort of hits a bit of a rocky patch, and it looks like we could be almost at the end of the road here. So this is all happening in the start of February. So the first couple of weeks of Feb, things are very, very rocky in your relationship. Now, you are at a crossroads and you're wondering what to do in this relationship. So you are at a crossroads. So there's my confusion. You're wondering what to do. The breakup card is in here, and it is accompanied by the death card, which means it's not looking great. Okay, but somehow, if this relationship doesn't finish, you know, I also have my lovers in here after that. So honestly, if it's a rough patch, it's kind of a really rough patch. So it's going to be like, this is the end of the road for us, we're finished, it's over, I've had enough. Someone's just pulled the pin and the relationship seems to be like dead in the water. Okay, but then I have this kind of reconnection after that. So to me, I can kind of, the relationship is, you're a little bit funny at the start, then the shit hits the fan and you break up, and then maybe a week later, I'm not giving you long, maybe a week to 2 weeks, and then you seem to be back on track again. This is a really, really rough patch. This is difficult. This won't be easy to get through because I've got the death card over the top of it. But maybe these are issues that needed to come to the surface. The death card is a natural ending, and behind it are beautiful new beginnings. So maybe there's some issues that need to be aired, or some secrets that need to be told or sorted out, or something goes on. And then once we've faced those issues, then you can move forward. But you know, I'm kind of on the fence. Some Capricorns may make it through this rough patch, and some may not. So I'm not going to give a blanket yes you're going to make it, or no you're not, for everybody, because I seem to be on the fence when it comes to this. Okay, I've spent a lot of time on the relationship, but it's really important. Probably communication will be key there. All right, other than that, this is a great spread when it comes to housing, movement, abundance, money, wealth, and new beginnings. It's all in here. It all's really, really good. And I'm just sorry that the month seems to be tainted by this relationship issue that's going on. Okay, so have you booked that holiday, that little travel? Because I've got a little bit of travel here mid-month, and that looks really nice. So please do that. I've got victories around that. So if it's travel around work or career or anything like that, please go, because that's really good for you. And then at the end of the month, it does look like all the abundance and new beginnings are coming in around the house. So I think I talked about that last month, that you may be making an investment or a build or a renovation or something around the property, or if you have land, then there's victories and abundance around that and new beginnings. So for that, it's really interesting, because I know I've already talked about that the last month, but it looks like I've got almost another cycle coming in here. So this is a very money abundant spread, a positive money spread. I don't know how to put that, but it looks like within the next month after February, there's more abundance coming regarding more investments and more money money projects that you've got on the go that are beginning at the end of Feb, and then that will roll around into March and also be quite beneficial and abundant for you then. So really, relationship wise, a little bit dodgy. Up to you whether you're going to stay or go. I'm on the fence about it myself. I'm not really quite sure. I think it could go either way. It feels like it's up to you really. And once you get through that patch though, things just keep chugging along nicely for you, and the abundance and all that really good stuff that I said last month, it's continuing through February regarding all the other areas of your life. So it's actually not too bad. You just got to get through that patch. Okay, thank you Capricorn, and I will see you next month. Bye bye. Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. Okay, so we're starting out February with the world at your feet and lots of celebrations. It's looking really good. I'm going along nicely. There's money coming in. I'm having some pretty good times here. I'm going out. I'm spending a lot of money socialising. I've got to say, you're doing a fair bit of socialising and you're spending some money. That's okay, as long as you're, doing it within your means. Again, I've still got a little bit of undercurrent here regarding your mood. So your mood isn't the best because you are actually doing a lot of work, and it does look like you are overworking. So even though I like that I don't mind your job and everything else, it just seems to be taking a bit of a toll on you, and it does look like it may be time to move away from that space that you work in. So this is a big move, and it will be in about the middle of Feb. So by the time you get to this point where you're actually going to move away from where you are making your money to the new place, it really looks like you're pretty much at the end of your tether, to be honest. I've got to say, you're at the end of your tether. But in a way, I'm okay. I want you to take a leap of faith and trust your gut and go when you think it's time to go. I mean, obviously I don't want you to just up and leave without having a plan, but because I've got the world in the spread, and I know that you've got hopes and dreams and desires here that aren't being met. So the fact that you're going to work and you're earning the money, that's fine. Like, there's nothing, I'm not saying you get paid, your pay's really bad or anything like that. It looks like the money's coming in. It's just that you're not satisfied and you're not happy anymore where you are. And basically that just means that we've got to bring in some changes. And the changes are coming in, and I quite like them because I'm moving forward through to the end of February with your new beginnings. Okay, so the new beginnings are coming in with probably a pay rise and a different pathway for you and new beginnings. And again, I want you to trust your gut and take a leap of faith, which means probably it's going to be something a little bit different than what you're used to doing. And then I find some peace and quiet by the end of the month. I do see you getting a little bit overwhelmed during this transitional time, but I'm going to encourage you to go with what makes you feel happy. And sometimes that doesn't make sense because especially when it comes to work and career and money, because this is heavily about this month, is that career choices and work choices are quite pivotal in our lives, and they can make big changes and they can make us really happy or really miserable. But for you, it's more about trusting your gut instinct about what you want to do and then just doing it. I just want you to jump off and do it without really knowing what's going to happen, because it is going to be okay. I can see it being okay for you, and peace and quiet and finding a different path which is much nicer for you, and you don't seem to be as grumpy by the end of this month, because yes, you're still doing it. You're still a bit, not as much as last month, but you're still doing it. So the other things I want to talk to you about is the money that you're spending on your socialising. Like, it's fine, like we all want to go out and socialise and have fun with our friends, and we're allowed to now, and it makes a lot of sense to want to go out and do all that stuff, but you know, do it logically. Don't overspend on your socialising too much, because you are going to go through this transitional phase down here at the end of the month, and you do want to make sure that you have enough money to get you through your transitional phase. You know, there could be times when you haven't got some money there and you need to have the savings behind you to get through that point. I'm not saying don't have any fun and catch up with your friends, certainly knock yourself out, but make sure you're just watching your bank account as you do those things. All right, so again, I do have the world at your feet. So even though I see you being overworked and disillusioned with your work, I still see the world at your feet. So I know everything is going to be okay. So really, I just want you to hang in there as I go through the first probably 2 to 3 weeks of February. And then at the end of February, you're just going to have to go for it, Aquarius. You're just going to have to go for it and just take that leap of faith and jump. Because after that, it looks really, really, really good. So good luck with all of that, and I will see you in March. Bye-bye. Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your reading for February 2021. Okay, so it's not as dramatic a spread as it was last month, Pisces, so that's probably pretty good. But let's start out talking about relationships, because this seems to be the first half of the month, what this is all about. It's about relationships. Now, Pisces, do you have, for those of you who are in a long-term relationship, it looks like you're waiting for something, and I don't know if you're waiting for a proposal or maybe waiting for things to get better. They are going to get better. Honestly, it does look like if you are unsettled in a relationship, that you might be looking outside of the relationship to find some more excitement, if that makes sense. And that's okay, because it does look like you have choices here. So if you're wondering about a long-term relationship that you've had, and whether there'd be, let's say, if that ended and is there going to be anyone else out there for me if I finished that relationship? Hell yeah, there's actually a lot of opportunities here for you outside of that relationship. Whether you decide to pursue those while you're still in your relationship, that's up to you. But it does look like I've just got some things going on here about relationships. If you are going through this patch, I would suggest, by the look of the cards, that if you just wait out this sort of patch you're in, things are going to get better. But if you do want to make changes, you certainly have the opportunity to make changes and move forward in different directions, if that makes sense. Okay, up to you, totally up to you. You have options, is what I'm saying. There are options here. Okay, now let's get past the relationship stuff and let's talk about some other things, because at the mid-month, that all happens in the first sort of half of Feb. Okay, so as I get towards the middle and the last half of February, it does look like you're sitting down and you're reassessing a few things in your life. So you sort of have a little assessment here at the start of the month with your relationships, and then at the last half of the month you're assessing your work space and study kind of area of your life. So what does this mean? This means that all your hard work that you've put in beforehand is actually going to pay off. And again, I've got you waiting around that, waiting for news to come in, waiting for certificates, waiting for learning, things like that there. But do you know what? Please be patient, Pisces. I think my big message for you for February is to be patient and don't make any sudden moves in any sort of direction, because as we move through February, and you might be getting impatient that things aren't happening at the pace that you want them to, by the end of the month, everything kind of magically just falls into place and it turns out really, really good. So while it looks a little bit messy and all over the place, by the time I hit the last week of Feb, I've got abundance, I've got strength and balance, and I've got you kind of finding your way moving forward. So there's quite a few areas of your life here where you're probably just sitting down and thinking, is this where I want to be right now? And if not, where do I want to go? I'm just going to encourage you to maybe just sit there for a little bit before you make any sudden decisions and just wait. Wait until the end of the month or the last half of the month before you make any sudden moves. So spend some time alone, making decisions and thinking. If you meditate on those decisions, because you've got a couple of balls up in the air here, and I know you have choices, and you've got different sort of directions that you can go in, that don't do anything too suddenly at the start of the month. Wait till the end. That's kind of what I'm going to bang on about throughout this whole spread, because at the end I've got the Empress, which is abundance. I've got strength, finding strength and balance, and I've got you like riding off into the sunset and conquering the world with the Chariot. So and that seems to be lasting. That these beneficial cards, I'm going to be expecting them to be going into March as well. So it does look like you're starting out Feb a little bit confused about a few things, but by the end of Feb, things just sort of somehow fall into place. I don't know if you're having much action around it. It just sort of seems to fall into place by itself. So my big message to you is to just wait till the end of the month. If things seem a bit weird, wait till the end of the month and everything just sort of goes bang, and all of a sudden it's okay. That's the best thing I can come up with for you for February, and it looks fine. It looks absolutely fine. So good luck with all of that, and I will see you in March. Bye bye.